Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel Basic Biology of Life. So in this video we are going to practice some of the neat previous year questions which are based on the chapter morphology and reproduction of the flowering plants. So let's practice together and you can check your score at the end of the video. So there are total 10 questions. So let's start. So the first question says, in which one pair both the plants can be vegetatively propagated by leaf pieces, whether it is Bryophyllum and Calonchi, Chrysanthemum and Agave and Calonchi, or the asparagus and the Bryophyllum. So let's see if you get it correct. So the correct option is actually A, that is Bryophyllum and Calonchi. So these both show vegetative propagation. You can see the picture that is provided here. You can see the small buds, they arise from the margin of the leaves in them and they grow to a new plant when they fall on the ground. So let's move to the next question. So this is quite an easy one. You are supposed to tell what is actually double fertilization means. You have to tell what double fertilization involves, whether it is a fertilization of the egg by two male gametes, fertilization of two eggs in the same embryo by two sperms brought about by a single pollen tube, or the fertilization of the egg in the central cell by two sperms brought by different pollen cells, or fertilization of the egg and the central cell by two sperms brought by the same pollen tube. So let's see here. The correct option is D, right? So which means that fertilization of the egg in the central cell occurs with the help of two sperms which are brought by the same pollen tube. You can see the diagram also here. So one of the sperm will fertilize the egg to form the diploid zygote, and the other sperm will fertilize the two polar nuclei to form the triploid endosperm which nourishes the embryo, right? So let's see the third question. So in this question, you have to work out the number of chromosomes in the aileron layer in a plant species with 8 chromosomes in its synergids. So you have told the number of chromosome in the synergids and you have to work out the number of chromosomes in the aileron layer. So I will give you to think what will be the correct answer. So I can provide you a hint also. Basically, the pole ID of aileron is 3 and that's the hint. Okay, so if we see, we are given the number of chromosome in the synergid cells, right? And synergid cells is haploid because it is formed after megasporogenesis, right? That is after meiosis. So if synergid has 8 chromosomes, that means n is equal to 8. But aileron layer is triploid having 3 n number of chromosomes. So 3 into 8 will be 24. So what will be the correct option? So correct option will be B, that is 24. So let's move to the next question. Now, this is quite easy one. This says in a cereal grain, the single cotyledon of embryo is represented by. Okay, so here the correct option is, that is option B, scutellum, right? You can see the diagram here. This is seed of a monocot. So scutellum is referred to, is actually equivalent to a thin cotyledon in the monocots, right? So let's move to the fifth question. So it's asked, the long filamentous threads that is protruding at the end of a young cob of a maize are, you can see the cob, the diagram here. So what are these filamentous threads? So are these hairs, anthers, styles, or orange? Right. So obviously we know it can't be orange. So there are three options in which you have to choose from. So here these are actually the style. So style is the long filamentous thread present at the end of a young cob of a maize. So the correct option here will be C. Now, what does an embryo sac represents? Whether it is a macrogamete, macrospore, macrosporophyll, or macrogametophyte. Now, if we see the embryo sac, it is also called as a female gametophyte or a megagametophyte. So, which will be the correct option? Obviously, it will be the fourth option, D, that is macrogametophyte. Let's move to the next question. What does angiosperm means? Whether it is naked seed, covered seed, leaf fall, or seed bud. Now, naked seed, if you have remember, they are present in the gymnosperms, right? But if we talk about the angiosperms, the seeds are enclosed within the fruit, as you can see in the diagram. So the correct option will be the covered seed, right? So the angiosperm word is derived from the Greek words that is angion, which means case, and sperma means seed. So basically, angiosperms means covered seed. So here the correct option will be B. Okay, that is, it will be covered seed. So it's I have written it by mistake as option A. So it is not the naked seed, it is covered seed. Okay, so let's move to the next question. Now, endosperm is consumed by developing embryo in the seed of, right? If the endosperm is consumed, that means it is non-endospermic seed. And we know that in the mostly in the monocots we have endospermic seeds, and castor is a dicot, but still it is a endospermic seed, right? So seeds with endosperms, they are called as endospermic seeds. So all these maize, coconut, and castor, these are all endospermic seeds. So the only option left is the P, which is non-endospermic seed here, right? So here correct option will be A. Now moving to the ninth question, it says an example of a seed with endosperm, perisperm, and caruncle is, so whether it is castor, cotton, coffee, or lily. So here the correct option is castor seed. You can see the diagram also here, possesses the endosperm, that obviously you know that provides the nourishment to the developing embryo, but it also possesses the perisperm and caruncle, right? So here option A will be the correct. Moving to the last question, in angiosperms, functional megaspore develops either into pollen sac, embryo sac, ovule, or endosperm. So we have already discussed in one of our previous question that megaspore is going to form the embryo sac or the female gametophyte, right? So obviously here the correct option will be the embryo sac, and you can see the picture here. This is formed as a result of megasporogenesis. The four megaspores are formed, three degenerate, and one is functional, which actually forms the embryo sac, right? So what is your score out of 10? Please do post in the comment section. Thank you and have a nice day.